Time to get out there and enjoy it while you can, maybe with the kids. Parenting Powers, Julie Freedman Smith is with me this morning, and we're talking about chores. And when is it a good time to get the kids started on the chores? So when is it a good time?
Right away.
Right away, oh my goodness. So my kids are 6 and 8, so you're saying they can start now?
They can start as young as 2.
Really?
Yeah.
It just depends on what the chore is, I take it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And matching it to the child and their abilities.
Oh.
And we actually have a list we're putting up on our Facebook page today of different chores
great.
For different ages. So that's
great. Okay.
Parenting Powers Facebook page will have that. Because chores are really important for kids to have a sense of purpose, to feel like they belong in the family and they have value.
Okay.
You know, generations ago, all kids would have had chores because they would have been
Right.
helping out at the farm or working in the family business, in the restaurant or whatever.
Right.
And now we don't have that.
Right.
And so when you're not building up who you are and how you contribute, it becomes, what do I own? That's what makes who you are, right?
Oh.
Do I have the right clothes? Do I have the right this? Do I have the right that? As opposed to, who am I? How do I make a difference? So
Oh.
chores really give us the opportunity to teach our kids that from a very young age.
Wow. So let's do an example. So
Sure.
if I've got a 6-year-old, what should my 6-year-old be doing?
Well, and I'm not saying, you know, have the 6-year-old working all day long.
No.
No.
Right.
Pick a few things that they're capable of doing. So, setting the table.
Right.
Making simple breakfast, making lunches.
Wow.
Clearing the table, loading and unloading the dishwasher.
Right.
Making their bed. Personal hygiene.
Right. All these things.
I mean, maybe not all of them.
Right.
But
whatever
pick and choose what makes sense and start to teach them some chores.
Oh, okay. And so then for my 8-year-old, for example, I've already got her doing the clearing off the table and
Great.
setting the table. And you're right. I've really noticed that when I say, Anna, would you like to set the table today? Or why don't you set the table? And she's very excited to do that.
Right.
She's like, I can do this, Mom.
Exactly.
And she gets excited. She takes pride in her work, and she actually gets creative and like folds napkins and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's giving her something.
That's right. And the other thing is, be aware of how you ask. Because sometimes when we say, would you like to do this chore today? The answer is, no, you do it. You can't
Right.
make me, right? So it's more like, now's the time, you know, the table, please set the table.
Right.
Please unload the dishwasher. And you can, and it's better to not spring it on them. So have a
Oh.
family meeting, have a plan.
Okay.
And maybe you have 4 things that you'd like your kids to do, and ask them each to choose 2, or ask them to choose 1. Some families like to rotate through.
Right.
My kids stick to their own things. They each have their things and they know what it is. But it's really important to outline the what, the when, and the how. So what is the task?
Okay.
Because clean your room, pretty vague.
Right.
But books on the bookshelf, bed made,
Okay.
clothes in the hamper. So articulate the what.
Specifically. Okay.
The when it needs to happen. So my kids know that dishes from the dishwasher and from the sink need to be put away before anybody touches technology.
Okay.
So be really clear. You know, this comes first, then that.
Right.
Or recycling happens on Monday nights. You know, so be very specific with that, because then they can't fart around and say,
Right.
"Oh,
I didn't know.
I'm doing it later."
Yeah.
And then, when are you doing it? When are you doing it? And you
Right.
become that nagging mom. You know.
I have a question. My
Sure.
2 kids are pretty close in age. They're 20 months apart.
Yeah.
What if they start fighting over the chores? I want to do this chore and I want to do that chore.
Well,
how
it
do you
wouldn't be the
negotiate
first
that?
fight,
Right,
right?
no.
So then you say, "Wow, sounds like we have a problem. How are we going to fix this?
Right.
Can you guys work it out, or do you need my help?" And oftentimes, kids will come up with a plan, and give them a calendar. Who's doing it what day?
Right.
Or who's doing it what week? Are you rotating by week? Are you rotating by day? Is there a day that one child has hockey, so they can't do it? That's
Right.
the other day. So ask your kids to solve the problem, and if they can't, then start asking, well, do you want to do it weekly or do you want to do it daily? Okay. Let's get the calendar out. Wow. Teaching them to solve those problems is another way that they feel good about themselves.
Sure.
And they know they can solve the problem.
They can solve it all by themselves.
That's right.
Fantastic. Great ideas,
Thank
Julie.
you.
So much going on, and this will, of course, be all on your Facebook page.
Yes.
We can put links to that from our website, breakfasttelevision.ca. Julie, thank you so much for coming in
My
again.
pleasure.
And